I want to wish you a very happy Easter. It's our pleasure to welcome you back here to Magdala after such a wonderful celebration of entering into the Promised Land in a spiritual way, and of course finishing our pilgrimage of freedom, making this exodus into this promise that the Lord has given to us. And so I would like to introduce the team that has been behind the scenes. I know many of you in your messages have not only thanked them for their incredible work, but also have prayed for them. And because every day, we say that we pray for you. And so these are the faces of the people that have prayed for you every day. And I just can't express enough how much I appreciate them and their patience and their excellent skill, their dedication. And I think it really speaks to their heart, what they have inside, not just to do something well done, but most especially to accompany each and every one of you on a very important stage in life during this time of Lent, and now in this wonderful celebration, this joyful celebration of Easter. So all of you know me, my name is Kathleen Nichols, and I have been here in Magdala now for 4 years. I'm so delighted to have finished the 7th virtual pilgrimage with all of you. And there's so many things that I could say about this pilgrimage. It's a pleasure to be able to bring together the content with the help of a lot of people and a lot of prayer. And also to be able to be behind the camera. Now, one of the things that's been most memorable for me is actually in front of the camera, you guys are behind the camera, is when we were making different trips around Egypt and then Jordan and even in the southern part of the state of Israel, losing our pilgrimage staff. It's a unique staff, and we're convinced that somebody on the border between Israel and Egypt is just delighted to have found such a unique pilgrim staff. The one we have here is the second one that we have here. It's Father Juan's, and it has the 10 Commandments written in it. And I just think, the Lord has a reason for everything. And so I can't wait to meet the person who found it one day. And God willing, maybe somebody who's a whittler or somebody who carves wood out there would like to make us a couple of them. It's not uncommon that in our virtual pilgrimages we have people who offer to buy them from us because it's just such a unique thing. Even the Bedouins over in Petra and also in Egypt, they were just so interested in the staff, right? And I think they use them for their everyday life. So that was a wonderful memory, but mostly it was just the adventure of being able to walk in the footsteps of Moses. But let me introduce our community, our team here. Let's start here on my far right. So you want to tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you did on our pilgrimage, and probably one of the more memorable things.
Hi everybody, my name is Ashley Valdez. I am from Latin America, South America, Bolivia. I have been in the Holy Land for almost 7 or 8 months already. And I took the pilgrims to go in a trip with you like a gift from God, because He teach me and He talked to me through you and through all the places that we have been on the desert, on the silence desert. God talked. And on the beautiful sunset or the beautiful sunrise, God talked to me. And I couldn't ask for a better person. I think the persons that He chose to go, it was you guys. So thank you so much for all the media team for they have this opportunity. About what I learned. I learned about how we suffer on the cold, especially on the Mount Nebo, because I say, God, they suffer for 40 years or more, and they don't have air condition or they don't have hot air. They just have your clothes, and that's it, and they live and they're living, people, they are still living there. So I appreciate a lot of people that they have that, and I have that, and I have everything in my life, and I say, thank God that I'm not on their steps, because I feel so blessed to have that opportunity and all the gifts that He gave me. So that's what I can share with you that.
Well, I have to say that one of the neat things about Ashley, if you ever follow Bolivian television, you might look at some of the archives. She's actually been on television. She used to do this, as well as a number of other incredible careers with such a young woman. She also is a remarkable barterer. If anybody needs to get a price down for something, we would send Ashley into the shop. So she is responsible for all of these wonderful gifts that we have to be able to share with you today. So Ashley, we're so delighted to have had you on our team. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Right next to Ashley, we do have Samantha. She seems like an old hand at these pilgrimages. She's got a lot of experience, and we're so happy that she's still here with us in Magdala. So Samantha, remind us where you're from and what you did.
Old hand. I hope it's only my hands are old. It's great to be here. I am Samantha. I am from Venezuela. Some of you may know me because I helped also in the Pilgrimage of Grace. And this pilgrimage was a big challenge, I think, because we have new equipment, new team. We have Carito, which is the professional actually in the field. We were just trying to make everything work last year. And this year it's been a blessing to have a bigger team, a greater team, and also people that actually knows, because it was the Pilgrimage of Grace was by grace. It was by grace. And now it has been beautiful to be able to actually put the level a little bit higher. Thanks to you, to your donations, for being able to follow our channel and support us, because we couldn't do this without all the virtual pilgrimage and all the people that actually are part of the Magdala family.
No, I do have to say that Samantha's also being very humble, because she is a professional graphic designer. And so she's behind a lot of the graphics that you do see and everything that Magdala does put out. But she also has been instrumental in helping us to understand how to use social media better. And so for those of you who registered for the pilgrimage, I just want to make sure you know that's almost 8,000 people, I think. Isn't that right?
Yeah. We have above 8,000 people watching our new YouTube channel, because you already know, you probably have received our constant beggings for subscriptions.
She's the face behind this. So how can you say no to this face?
No, so please subscribe. No, the thing is that we decided to split the channel for you, so you could get better content, and also for the algorithm, everything that goes behind what we can see. That it's actually all the technology that could help us reach more people, because at the end what we do here is not for us. It's not even only for you, but for a lot of people that could be following and getting to not only to learn about what Kathleen beautifully explains, but also to experience somehow the Holy Land, because we know that not everybody can come here. We've been blessed, and a lot of people is blessed to be here, but people are blessed, but also you, through this window, can actually experience somehow this beautiful land that we are blessed to be. So subscribe.
So this whole thing with algorithms, you know, I am a biochemist, but I was never I never liked math that much. But the algorithms are important apparently, because the more subscribers, the more people, like she said, the more people we can reach. And I think all of us have a heart for spreading the good news, right?
Yeah, and I think it's been beautiful the way that the Lord actually pours out through our recordings. Not only because of what your comments are saying, because it's really beautiful to say to read how you're being actually touched by everything that we recorded, but also we could feel it while we were on the field. In these different places, marvelous places. It has been, I couldn't imagine, I didn't know I was going to go. Actually, I specifically requested not to go, but at the end the Lord wanted me to go. So it has been like a great experience to be able to witness the greatness in Egypt, the temples, being able to see Wadi Rum in Jordan, like all the greatness from men and also by the hand of God. It's amazing what the Lord did in us, is doing in us. We still live this like a flashback in our lives. So it's been beautiful, and I think to be able to spread the word through media, because as Christians we are called to be everywhere. So it's beautiful to be able to actually make digital evangelization.
That's right. Now, if any of you follow podcasts, perhaps you can also look some archives up, because Samantha has done podcasts in the past. God willing, we'll be able to hear her voice again on the airwaves. Wonderful.
Inshallah.
Yes.
So thank you very much.
So we have a couple of other people who have been in our team who are not here, and so I would like to introduce Father Eamon, who has shared with us a video message. And he, as those of you who followed the pilgrimage, he was accompanying us not just with his prayers, but also celebrating the liturgy for us every single day. And the prayers of the Mass are extremely powerful. Here we are with Father Eamon Kelly, who has been, I guess, more than just a chaplain for our pilgrimage of freedom. but I wanted to make sure you saw his face as one of the members of our team behind the scenes, and actually not even behind the scenes, he's been with us every day in the Eucharistic celebration, praying for all of the pilgrimage, all of the pilgrims during this pilgrimage of freedom. So Father, can you tell us a little about what you did for the pilgrimage and sort of an experience that you had that you'd like to share?
I was praying. And pilgrimages are about praying. Many times people think pilgrimages are about action, about going to see places, take pictures, do stuff, climb a mountain. And that's also real part of a pilgrimage. And sometimes do a very tiring walk. And so, and even on a camel like you did. Yeah. But really a pilgrimage is about praying. And one of the things actually that I will retain from this pilgrimage was while doing the prayers of the faithful, I started inserting a prayer for all our presential pilgrims here at Magdala, right, and a prayer for all our virtual pilgrims. Yeah. And I think I was taken by surprise by that prayer, you know. And I realized also praying because of feedback of a number of the pilgrims that they were grateful for that prayer for them. And it helped me to become more conscious of my role also as a priest, that my primary role is praying for God's people. And we're all in an exodus process in our lives. And you've explained that more than well throughout the pilgrimage. So, and a big part of that is God's work. Yeah. It's the lion's share. We have to do our part and our self-denial part and our leaving part. But really it's the strength from God, the grace from God that carries us in life and that carries the pilgrimage of all of our life, not just when we go on a pilgrimage, but our whole life is a pilgrimage, God's pilgrim people. So maybe that's, again, I have had the kickback, you know, they talk about kickbacks in business. Yeah. The kickback I've had spiritually is a greater consciousness of prayer, of the importance of prayer, the value of prayer, and the essential part prayer has also as a priest with the pilgrim group praying for them.
You know, I think honestly, Father Eamon has been behind a lot of the graces in this pilgrimage in that sense, because yes, prayer I think is key. He and a number of intercessors around the world have been praying for each and every one of you. So thank you. Thank you very much, Father Eamon, for being part of our pilgrimage. God willing, it will continue in the future.
Yes, and God bless you, Kathleen. Thanks for all you did to make this pilgrimage such an interesting, I don't think the people fell asleep.
I hope not. Sometimes maybe, but thank you so much.
It was just a great gift.
Yes, it really has been for all of us.
Right.
Thank you. So please also don't forget that on our YouTube channel, you can follow Father Eamon every single morning. He does a sunrise stroll and chat. There's nothing like filling your morning with prayer and a bit of Irish wit, humor, and spiritual depth. So make sure you look out for that either on YouTube or on Facebook. He also has in his own Instagram channel. I don't know if he's got it also in Magdala Instagram, but go ahead and follow him. It's just a wonderful thing that you can follow every day. Now, I did want to introduce, before I introduce Caro, I want to also thank Father Andrew. Father Andrew is a priest who is from Canada, and he's been here with us, I think, for 5 months, maybe?
Since December.
Okay, so 4 months.
Yeah, almost 5.
Okay, and he has been able to, his bishop gave him his blessing to take a sabbatical year, which he spent in different places, and he decided to come here to the Holy Land for about 4 months, and he has been instrumental in doing some of those closed captioning translations, as well as the explanations that come with the videos every day. And so if you've noticed sort of this step up in professionalism, it's because our director here, Caro, has known how to take advantage of the gifts of so many people around her. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got here? And we're delighted to have been able to work with you.
Hello. My name is Carolina Garcia. I am from Mexico. And well, yes, I had the privilege of being part of this pilgrimage because it's really, really a privilege. And it was one of the greatest gifts that God has given me. Because, I mean, I study filmmaking. So as a filmmaker, you in this modern world, you don't get the chance to do something for God. So when you are a Christian and you want to spread the word and that, you are just like wanting to do it, but society is like, no, people don't want this. So when Magdala asked me to come, it was like, oh my God, I am finally going to do something for God. I mean, everything that I do is for God, of course, but something that is going to help God to be more present in this modern world. So yeah, it was a really beautiful, beautiful journey. And I think that we actually live an exodus. I mean, it was
Yes, I think so.
it was crazy, but like really crazy, like from the greatest heat to the greatest cold, and cameras collapsing because they were too cold, and then I mean, and it was like what? Yeah, and they resurrected. You will know about this, and so it was. I mean, it was like really challenging, and to know. And like Ashley and Samantha said, like to being able to experience what some people experienced thousands of years ago, it was like, I mean, like putting a face to those places, to the history that I have read since I was a young girl. It was beautiful, and not only the face, but also the feeling, like when you are climbing Mount Sinai, and that you are like, oh my God, Moses. Yes, like with COVID, but we did it. So I mean, it was really amazing, and the people that we encounter, like in Mount Nebo or in Mount Sinai, everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere. It was like, God is so good, and I can't believe He loves me so much, and I can't believe He loves us this much. So yes, it's been a privilege, and I hope I can be working for God more.
Well, I would highly suggest that you keep your eyes peeled for her name. God willing, she'll be able to work with some companies and continue to give glory to God, both through projects that are direct evangelization, but also just, praising and telling stories about the wonderfulness of the human person. So keep your eyes out for her
And
name.
Exodus is one of the greatest stories. I mean, like literally ever written and ever lived for me. Like since I was a girl, it was like, oh my God, God is so dramatic. He loves drama, and I love drama. So it was like, God and I are something alike.
There you go.
So thanks God that I lived His Exodus. Though it was hard, it was amazing.
But I have to just extrapolate on that story. We were it was a freezing cold day. We had a very limited time frame. And so we had to film a number of things in one day. And so when you are in the middle of nowhere, to go into some of these places, you walk for quite some time. And so you're counting on technology. And it was so cold, but who would have thought that, like an iPad or a camera would go off because of the cold? It might do it because it overheats. But so I thought, well, we're not going to be able to do anything today.
The battery was like from 100 and in 5 minutes to 50.
Oh yeah,
and it was
50,
like,
and then
what? And we were like, oh my God, no! What are we going to do? There's nothing here.
So our guide, being from Jordan, which is where we were, he said, "Wait, follow me." And I thought the guy's out of his mind. And so he found a Bedouin woman who was in a little kind of shack area, and she had her literal fire, like her campfire. And so he took the iPad and just put it right next to the flame. And I was like, "This is crazy. I mean, we might as well just go back. This isn't going to work." It heated up and it worked for the rest of the day. I just could not believe it.
It went from 0 to 40%, and we were like,
amazing.
"This was a miracle."
Yes, we consider these small
We believe
miracles.
it was a
Yes,
miracle.
absolutely, absolutely. And we also had, thank goodness, the protection of a man who came with us, especially in some of these places in this area of the world as women. And I think especially with some lovely young women, you just never know what can happen, but it's also a grace to be able to have had Alejandro with us. And so Alejandro was able to come with us, particularly in the most exciting part, which is in Egypt. And so can you tell us a little bit about what yourself and what you did during the pilgrimage?
Thank you, first of all. I'd like to thank you, the team. Thank you, God, for giving me the opportunity of being with the team, because I was really was my desire when I came to Magdala. That was 11 months ago.
Wow.
Just being here was really a miracle, and I see the hand of of God just putting
Parting the waters.
waters apart so I can come here, because it was very, very problematic for me to come, but I really saw that. And then when I was in the Exodus, you know, being in the Red Sea and in the place where Moses put apart with the power of God and lead the Jewish people through the Red Sea, I felt like it was me going through that and being here, and this journey of transformation. And that's the Exodus. My own experience of my own Exodus is a transformation part, and being, for example, in the Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai for me was like the highlight, even though I got sick there, and many of us, we all got sick there, but for something, and that moment, it was really a good way that God gave me some time to really feel what He wanted from me. Being there was my really a desire I had to be where God first had this contact, this physical contact, actually through the commandments with men, showing their love, showing not only the commandments, but showing a way to live better, to live with love, and to just to enjoy all the creation, and so that was very, very nice to be there. I think, the last experience of the whole team, and I helped a little bit on the filming, on the second camera, so that was very nice also for me to enjoy, and not only the beautiful landscaping and everything, but also sharing this time with the team. And just want to thank God, and thank you for watching us, and hope these places that we were, also you were there with us and had this, at least this, a little bit of this feeling, and hopefully it is also great for you too.
Well, I have to say, when Alex was key, Alejandro, he was key when we were in the Valley of the Kings, in fact. Okay, so Caro took care of me when I was extremely sick at the beginning of the trip. I was really very sick. And then when we were in the Valley of the Kings, Alex adopted Caro as his daughter. And then he told, people, they're like, hey, come here, do this, whatever. You just have to be really smart when you're in certain places. And he's like, no, she's my wife. So you have the little family here. And so that's why it was so important to have also Alex as part of our team.
Happy family.
So, yes, oh my goodness.
But it was really life-saving.
It really was. It helps so much, because it was quite an adventure. Now, the other thing I want to mention about Alejandro is for those of you who have followed any type of program, usually with a program comes merchandising, and he's a man of merchandising. He's been in charge of the visitor center, has gotten it on its feet here in Magdala. If you've been here in the past and you come back, you won't recognize it. There's a lot of work, of course, of the whole team putting it together. But if you need to, or if you want to have something that has that Magdala logo, or remind you of this wonderful pilgrimage, and you're not one of our privileged winners from our drawing, you can just get in touch with Alejandro and the virtual shop here in Magdala. So thank you all so much.
Thank you.
All right, so now we're going to see who the lucky people are who this year have, whose names were drawn. And so let's see what our Lord has planned for each one of you. What an incredible team that the Lord has given us. Remember, we started with just a camera and a volunteer. A camera, I mean an iPhone, iMovie and a volunteer. So the team has grown, and again, as I said, thank you so much for all of your generosity. And I would just like to ask all of you to keep your ears and eyes open and even promote being a volunteer here in Magdala, especially for the media team. It's best, in fact, it works if people have experience. If we can find somebody that has a professional training of Caro or of Sammy, it would be amazing. And also the experience of Ashley. These are things which help a lot when we're talking about social media and also producing films. So let's see what the Lord has in mind for the next year. And so please help us to find people that the Lord is calling to be here. So how many people watched our pilgrimage this year? Well, we have in our new YouTube channel, again, I just can't help but say, please, for those more than 8,000 of you who have followed the pilgrimage, register for the YouTube channel. But we've had over 50 countries following the pilgrimage. And just to give you some stats, also in the Spanish pilgrimage, there's been about 200,000 pilgrims. And so we've had 210,000 people following this pilgrimage of Exodus this Lent, which is a privilege to be able to walk with, we're talking about the whole people of, ancient Israel coming through the sea, just like with all of you. So it's been a grace. And of those over 8,000 people, we did have a drawing for 28 of you. And you have some special gifts that our Lord wants to give you for following us during this pilgrimage. And so we're going to start with a small set of Moses and St. Catherine icons. Now, these are really beautiful. They're straight from Mount Sinai, from the monastery of St. Catherine's. If you want to go back and see an interview we did with Father Justin, who's one of the monks, you'll be able to see the inside of the monastery and the library. But these represent the two peaks in Sinai. You've got the peak of Moses, Jabal Musa, and also the peak of St. Catherine, where her relics were found, and that's called the Jabal Catherine. So we have two of these small sets. I love these little icons of Moses and of Catherine. And so who are the winners? Well, we have drawn number 5,904, who's Patricia Hernandez from the United States. So congratulations, Patricia. We'll be getting that to you in the mail. And just a quick note for all of you, those of you who did win something, we will send you an email. We'll give you a couple of weeks to respond. We'll send you a reminder. And if we don't get a response after a month, well, we're going to keep the icons. So we hope that you respond to the emails that you registered with. All right, so we have a second set of these beautiful icons, and that is going to go to number 1488, Shannon Flores, also of the United States. Congratulations, Shannon. Now we also have these. We have several sets of larger icons. Now this is St. Catherine of Alexandria, of course, and then we have this one, which is a small icon of the Pantocrator. This is one of the oldest icons of the face of Christ, showing the side of mercy and the side of judgment. It's in Mount Sinai, and these are blessed by the monks there. So we have three people we're going to receive these in the mail. Okay, are you ready? We chose number 1490, Evelyn Richardson, also from the United States. We've got all these ladies winning. Congratulations. And number 6486, from Brazil this time, Maria Cristal Chavez Lopez will also be receiving these icons. And the next set of large icons goes to number 6063, Joanne McHale from the United States. And so Joanne, congratulations. Okay, now one of the things, moving on, one of the items I think, which is so exciting because he was one of the most popular creatures on this pilgrimage, was banana. Do you guys remember banana? If you don't remember banana, I would highly recommend you watch our Ash Wednesday program. Now, if you can get over watching it once, watching the camel, which is fascinating, then you can watch it again to actually listen to the program, because actually it's a pretty good program. So we have this beautiful alabaster camel. It was made in an alabaster shop in Egypt, and it's a blonde camel, just like banana was. And so let's see who is going to receive our banana effigy, the camel that was with us from Egypt. All right. So in our drawing, we drew number 4541 from the United States, Magda Mercado. We'll be receiving banana in the mail. Make sure that you answer our email. So congratulations. You've got a lot of people that are very jealous of this. So congratulations. Now, we do have also something straight from Mount Sinai. This is very special because you can't find it anywhere. Here you have a little model of the monastery of St. Catherine. And here in the front you have the 10 Commandments in English, and it says, love the Lord your God, right? The 10 Commandments. Now I do have to say they don't follow the same order as we followed in Exodus. You know that there's two different places where they talk about the commandments, but they are the same commandments, just in a different order. So we have two of those lovely just sculptures that are blessed again by the monks on Mount Sinai. All right. So number 3272, Elsa Victoria Plazas from Colombia. Thank you for following us all the way down there in Colombia. You'll be receiving your 10 Commandments sculpture. And then Marta Dolano from the United States, number 4880, will also receive her 10 Commandment sculpture. Congratulations, ladies. Okay, there's one thing you may have seen if you did follow the camel, and this is a lovely charm. This is banana made into a piece of jewelry, and so it's a beautiful camel charm here. It's actually quite lovely. Father Andrew was one of our first takers on the camel charm. I think he sent it to his mother. So one of you lucky ladies will win this, maybe, let's see. All right, so number 2061, Louise Mennel. Louise Mennel from the United States, congratulations. You'll be receiving banana you can wear over your heart and around your neck, so, or on your wrist. Okay, now here in Magdala we do have a number of notebooks. This is, it's like a diary. Remember we made our own little Decalogue? Well, here we have diaries, and they have the different symbols of Magdala. This is a nice bright one, like the sunshine in Egypt and in the desert. So we have our boat, our Magdala symbol, the symbols on the front of the Magdala stone. And so we have two of those that we would like to share with our pilgrims from around the world. And so number 5403 from the United States, Pansy Brunson, congratulations, you'll be receiving your notebook. And number 4046, Malinka Dungandzik from Croatia. We're so delighted to have you following us from Croatia. So you'll be receiving your notebook as well. Okay. Now, as we've had in the past, you've noticed we've got some beautiful Magdala fleece over here. The jackets that you saw me wearing in the very cold desert. And so we have a black one and a maroon colored one. So you can choose whoever's going to win this. Who is the lucky person? It's a great fleece. It's the right weight for everything. It's number 5607, Lorraine Valencia, also from the United States. Congratulations. Just let us know which color you'd like and we'll send it out to you in the mail. All right. Now you'll notice right behind me we have this lovely handmade plate. It's a metal plate. And this was actually something that comes straight from Cairo. After coming out of the desert and filming in Giza, we did go to the old town of Cairo, and they had a number of things there. And so Father Juan picked this out for our pilgrims. So let's see who's going to receive this hand-worked metal plate from Cairo. It's going to be number 4201, the 4,201st person to register, who is Debbie Foster from the United States. Congratulations, Debbie. A little bit of Egypt for you. Just don't let Egypt get in your soul, right? Okay. All right, now we have a lovely poster here you can see on the table. Again, it's that Pantocrator. It's a beautiful print of that. It's photograph quality. And so we have a couple of people who received this. I love it. And you frame that and it will really strike people, I think, a lot in your own house. So let's see. We have, from the United States, number 4174, Mimi Sullivan, congratulations. And also from the United States, number 504, almost the 500th person registering for the pilgrimage. Congratulations, Virginia Natera. So you're receiving your poster in the mail. Now we also have a very large poster. It's gorgeous. In fact, you can see the details a little bit more on this poster. I'll show it to you so you can see how large they are. So again, this is straight from Mount Sinai. The icon is actually slightly bigger than this, but at least you can see some of the detail and you can get a sense of what it looks like, especially the way that it's written. You know, they say painted, written. It's really striking. It looks very human. It's really striking. So we have two people who won the large icon of Jesus, and the first one is, she's got a lovely name. Her name is Kathleen. She's number 2352. Kathleen Graidanus. We're not sure how you say that, but congratulations, Kathleen. And then number 5013, Florentino Vaira, also from the US. We'll be sending you those posters, so congratulations. All right, now behind me, I have some wonderful things here to explain what these are. They're Egyptian, they're sealed, and they're marked with a stamp showing that they are authentic papyrus. We went to a papyrus shop before we left Cairo, and we picked out different images on handmade papyrus and then printed on there so that you can also have a memory of what it's like to, you know, be in contact with the divine and then leave it behind to find the true God. So we have 9 of these papyrus, and I just want to explain who wins what. We drew number 6015, Margaret Harriet Neal from the United States. Congratulations. You have a papyrus that is stamped with beautiful birds, birds of the Nile. It's one of my favorites. Also, Linda James from the United States, number 7234. You also received a papyrus with a stamp of birds. All right. Now, even more so than the birds, I love the papyrus Tree of Life. And that was actually won by number 3524. Sahara Gabriela Flores Molina from Mexico. Bravo. Le va a gustar muchísimo. It's very beautiful. Now, if you remember, in our pilgrimage, there were 2 signs that I would repeat many times. One is the sign for life, the Ankh, and the other one is the Was, which is the sign of power or a life well lived. And so we have a couple of different papyruses, 2. One is black, one is more of a white color, and that's of the Ankh, which is also it's the Coptic cross, and so it was that Egyptian symbol was baptized to be Christian. So that's pilgrim number 7188, Elena Kiang from the United States. You'll be receiving that papyrus. And then pilgrim number 590, Lucia Karam from Mexico, also is going to receive a papyrus Ankh. Congratulations. All right, on the papyrus, we also have 2 hieroglyphic papyruses, so you can practice your own language in Egyptian. And that's going to go to pilgrim number 3022, Rene Matosian from the United States, and pilgrim number 2400, Maria Luz Sainz, also from the United States. Congratulations. And we have 2 more papyri, and those are the papyri of the 10 Commandments, and it's actually written in Hebrew. I think there might be a slight problem there, but anyway, it's just wonderful to have them in that language. And so pilgrim number 5651, Patricia Ramos Islas from Mexico, is also going to receive a papyrus of the Decalogue of the 10 Commandments, as well as pilgrim number 2948, Irene Gibbs from the United States. So congratulations to all of you. One of the things we spoke about when we were up on top of Mount Sinai is the uniqueness of the granite rock. If you want to learn more about that, look at the supplementary material that we sent. But they do have rocks with an image inside that looks like the burning bush. So we brought some of that rock down from Mount Sinai with our very own hands, and we want to make sure that it can be given to a couple of pilgrims that have been drawn in our drawing. And the first one is pilgrim number 4310. Maleni Fuentes from Mexico. You'll be receiving your stone from the top of Mount Sinai. And then also Alicia Torkakik from Canada. Pilgrim number 5051. Congratulations, you'll be receiving your stone from Mount Sinai as well. So again, this is just a fun way to end our pilgrimage time together. I do want to ask you to join us again tomorrow because our team has put together a fun video of some of the bloopers or some of the things that happen behind the scenes on a pilgrimage of this nature. And we've taken you behind the scenes, of course, in our hearts and in our prayers. And if you'd like to take a look at some of the things that happen to us and enjoy some of the fun times, the crazy times, please just take a look at the video we'll be putting out tomorrow. And again, from this lovely place in the Holy Land here on the Sea of Galilee from Magdala, we want to send you our prayers and our Easter greetings, and God bless you.